Hey everyone, welcome to DevTech Jr. In this video, I will show you how you can use CSS to position elements on your website in the way you want. So without any further ado, let's get started. So to best demonstrate this, I have a code sandbox opened up, and basically here's our live server running over here with this URL. And here's my HTML. I've already set it up. Here's some basic styles also, so we don't need the package.json. But here I have a container, and I have two divs, so two child elements with nothing but no content except this space. If I come into the CSS, basically I have this container over here with some padding in it, a fixed width, a fixed height. If you scroll down, there you go, and has some basic background colors and child element properties, box model properties also applied on it. Okay, so the first type of positioning we're going to be looking at is called static positioning. So static positioning. Okay, so how that works is we can actually set the static position to elements, but by default all of the elements on our web page or on any web page, they're default set to static unless we change them. So if I go into the box one, the first child, and if I put position to static, and if I save it, if I reload it, you can see absolutely nothing happens. So static positioning is an easier concept to get a grasp on. Basically that means that every item in your HTML is by default set to static positioning unless you change it. Okay, now let's move on to the next positioning property. Alright guys, so the next type of positioning we're going to be looking at is called relative positioning. Okay, so I am going to remove the static positioning attribute that we gave, and let's instead put relative. Okay, as soon as I save it, you can see nothing happens, but I can actually start to change that with these properties. So top, left, bottom, and right. Using these properties, I can actually manipulate the element's position with position relative also. So let's go ahead and let's put left, and let's put 20 pixels. So as soon as I save it, and if you observe here, this element just moved 50 pixels away from its spot where it used to be. Okay, so if I change this now to, let's put the top property, let's put top 60 pixels. If I save it, you can see it moved 60 pixels away from its position, 60 pixels away from the top. This is relative to its old position. Remember, its old position was somewhere here, and it moved whatever values we gave here, these properties, it used them, except it used them relative to its old position. So it didn't move 20 pixels from here or from the bottom or anywhere. It moved from its original spot. They will move relative to their position. Okay, let's move on to the next property. Okay guys, so the next type of position we're going to look at is called absolute. So absolute positioning. And how absolute positioning works is, there we go, yep. How absolute position works is like this. So we can set it on any element. So position absolute. And if I reload it, you can see that the aquamarine div is actually gone. But in reality, it isn't. If I inspect it, it's still there. But what it is doing is, it's actually underneath the first div. It's underneath the red box. And how this is happening is the red box, it's out of the document flow. So HTML looks at it and pretends it doesn't exist. But CSS still takes it into account, and whatever styles we give it, it still applies it. But it's removed out of the document flow, so pretend this doesn't exist. And rather, box 2, it moves up to take whatever space it's supposed to take, because that's how the document flow works, right? So that's what's happening right here in this current scene, okay? And we can actually alter this, so we can actually apply styles on the B1. It's not going to hurt the document, sorry, the HTML, the markup, because again, the HTML does not recognize it anymore. But we can still see it with our eyes because the CSS still recognizes it. And I can prove this by using the left property, and we can say I want it to move 50 pixels away from the top left corner, because that's the default position where all elements are put as soon as they get the position absolute applied on them. So if I reload the page, you can see it has moved 50 pixels away from the left. Let's put top 300 pixels. So if I reload the page, scroll down, there you go. Again, the HTML does not recognize it. The aquamarine div has filled up its space because that's how the document flow works, but CSS still recognizes the div, the red box, and that's why we still see it. Okay, so that's how positioning absolute works. Alright guys, the next property we're going to be looking at is the position fixed property. And what position fixed does is it fixes the element to the screen. Okay, so no matter how much we scroll down, it will not move. I can demonstrate with the bottom box. So let's put position fixed. And observe, as soon as I reload the page, it still stays there. You can look on my scrolling bar, the scroll bar on the right side. You can see I'm scrolling up, but this div, it still stays in its position. If you're wondering why people would use this in a real life scenario, there's actually an example right here. Code Sandbox has a perfect example that I like to look at. They have the open sandbox button. This has position fixed applied on it because as soon as I scroll down, no matter what I do, it's still in that position. Same as this div over here, the aquamarine div. This is fixed positioning. Okay guys, the last type of positioning we're going to be looking at is called sticky positioning. And how we can use it is by putting the sticky value on the position, with the position attribute on the bottom box. So the second child, the aquamarine div, box 2, right? So as soon as I save it and reload it, you can see nothing happens. And that's because we haven't given it instructions and told it where it should stick. So we can instead put top 0, and as soon as I save it and scroll down, you can see it's stuck to the top. You can see my scroll bar, it's scrolling down, but no matter how much I scroll down, the aquamarine div still sticks to the top. This is how sticky positioning works. If I go here, body, height, 300 viewport height, and save it. See, as soon as the div it's in goes out of view, it also stops being sticky. So what this means is this element, the element which has the sticky positioning applied on it, it will only be sticky if the parent container it's in is in the view of the browser and the display. As soon as the div it's contained in goes out of view, it will also stop being sticky. So this was CSS positioning, guys. I hope you guys were able to learn something out of this. Please let me know down in the comments if you have any questions about this. I do understand that CSS positioning is hard. I've had some difficulty myself learning it at start, so I do not expect you if you 100% nailed it the first time learning it, but if you did, congratulations. If you didn't, feel free to leave a comment or simply join our Discord server and you can ask me there directly if you have any questions. Thanks.
If you have any questions or comments, please let me know down in the comment section, or simply join our Discord server and you can post them there. Thank you.